Welcome to Dark Eagle's world. I am Dark Eagle. Today we are going to work on solving one of the biggest problems I have in a lot of games is not having enough food to look after myself. Now, I do have to admit I re-recorded this part after because the audio didn't sound good. You will see that there's 64 steak there. That's because I've already done some of the work, but I'll show you exactly what I did. Uh, Couple of little things, and most of this is cow related. You will hopefully get a good chuckle out of one piece, but for now, going forward, I am not going to have any problems, and I can enjoy a good old steak any old time I want. So, let's get to it. So since we're looking to have a farming area, we need to clear out some area, and the very first thing we do need to do is flatten it out a wee bit. So what you see here is me going through the process of creating a nice little area. Kind of messed up on some of the video, but sorry. So now we need a barn. Any farm area needs to have a barn. So I had spent all that time getting the mangrove for this and then the pale oak. So this is my rendition of a barn. Exactly perfect, but I like it. Again, I'm missing some footage, so I just did this from the replay mod. And now we're going to create one of the things that is most useful. One of the best foods in the game is beef. So we're going to do a cow crusher here. This is going to make it so much easier because it uses some of the in-game limitations. Like you can only have 24 entities in a specific area at a time. So by creating this, we're going to make it so that you can have all 24 in one spot, and if you get a 25th, it will kill one, and that way you will get the beef and also the leather. So here you can see I got a double chest, and then I'm going to put a hopper facing directly into that chest. Now this is important because the cows are going to hang out on that. Then I'm going to take this out and we're going to put a dispenser in here. And we're going to put 1 bucket of water in there. Now you want to make sure it's a dispenser and not a dropper, because that way you can actually have a redstone signal go through it, and that way it'll spit out the water and then suck it back in. So the button there, as you can see, press it and the water came out, press it again and it goes back in. So this is one of the more simple builds. You just put it around like that, and then you just have to get yourself some cows and bring them in and get them in the hole, which is always an exercise in futility. Now, like I said, trying to get the cows in is always fun. So this was my second attempt at it. So you get the 1 in there easy. And yes, I'm putting 4 in because I do have to get these raised up until I have enough to do the full amount, the 24. So what I'll do is I'll start with the 4 here, and I will just keep feeding them every 20 minutes until I end up with my 24 cows. Once I do that, then getting beef and also getting leather is going to be super simple. I'm going to need all the leather to make a whole bunch of books so that I can start doing everything and getting myself enchanting. Now here is where I decided if I'm going to put this here, I don't want it just to be sitting out in the open. So I put it into a silo. Every single farm, well, not every single farm, lots of farms out there have themselves a grain silo. So here is my idea of what a grain silo would look like. Now, if there's any farmers out there that see this, please do not critique it for me too much. I am a city boy. I am not a country boy, so I don't know if this is accurate or not, but hopefully it looks good and it works. Plus it hides the cows in there, so you don't constantly hear them because they do start getting really loud. And I fell off. What a surprise. But yeah, let's just let this here grow and come back after it's all done. So now let's do a little bit of working on this. Now I did off camera, I got them up to the 24 cows. So now we want to get some wheat and we're going to go in and feed them. And we're going to start getting ourselves some beef steaks and some leather. So press play and start feeding. And it's important to have that there fence post that keeps them from jumping up. As you can see, just go around feeding them. And by doing this, it's increasing the likelihood of getting us almost to 1. And once that happens, one will be sacrificed to the greater good. And we will get the crops from it's going to be an adult. So yes, it's kind of annoying to get this stuff. But it is what it is. It has to be done. So you can see I got 15 steaks and 70 pieces of leather. Then get on out and cook them up. So for around the outside of the farm, I wanted to give that podzol look. So it looks like it's dirt going around. So the easiest way to do that, since I don't have a silk touch anything yet, is to just build yourself a podzol factory. Shortly after I was doing that, it started to rain. And one of those things that is really good to do in the rain is go and fish. The reason for that is you actually get a increased number of fish while you're doing this section. So I had to grab my old fishing rod and go out there and see what I could catch. So we'll just go through this, see what we get, see if we get anything interesting. And I knew I'd seen something fly over my head. Just off to the right there, you can see a shell. That is a Nautilus shell, and that can actually be used for a conduit layer. So nice the fact that it flew right over my head. I have never had that happen, but once we come in here, we are going to pick it up and take it into our inventory. So there we go, we now have it. That worked out well. So now I'm just clearing up some potatoes. I'm just trying to grow some of the different crops around here just to make sure I have them, but I'm probably get rid of that one there. I'm using any type of crops, and trees, I'm eventually going to have to find a farm for that. Although most people do farms with explosives, and I'm not going to be doing that. So, came over here, and one of the other things I wanted to do was make some baked potatoes. So, one coal in them, and through the magic of editing, it was finished super quick like that. So, I'm going to be putting all my food over here by the barn. just so that I have it in one place so I know exactly where to find it. There we go. So there's all the food on that side. So unbaked potatoes and then baked potatoes right there below them. Now I was looking for different types of cows. You can see you got a regular cow and a jungle cow. And then there's another cow there. Now originally there was going to be more than this, but instead of telling you the tale, why don't I show you? There was a little bit of error happening here. So enjoy this little time lapse. So as you can see, that was a bit of an adventure to get these two cows back home and pulling them that way. Decided to put them both in the, well, no, I didn't decide. The one just decided to jump into the boat. So, stupid drowned. Alright, gotta take this guy out as well. Of course, he doesn't have a trident. I'm hoping to get a trident. I like playing with those. But anyways, got these two cows. Gonna go grab myself some wheat because they will follow the wheat. And all I gotta do now is get them out of the boat. So, okay, there's strike one. And then, yay. So, as you can see, now that is exactly why I said this was a comedy. A comedy of errors. So, I got the one cow. Could have been two, but no, I had to go and muff it up. So I brought him back to the pen and got him in with the other cow. And now we got two happy little cows in here. Breed them up and see what we get and see if we get more. And with that, I think we have come to the end of today's episode. Hopefully you had a little bit of entertainment with that amazing cow hijinks of me not knowing how to bring cows back and get them out of boats. But for the next time, I do need to pop into the end. I need to get some stuff from there to be able to make a couple of other types of farms. But till then, hope you have a great day and bye for now. Bye-bye.